It's mid-November 2025. We've just been on the receiving end of Storm Claudia. And what I've done today is come down to Ladybower Reservoir, and I'm going to go and check out to see if Derwent Dam and Reservoir really is overflowing already, because back only 7 days ago, on the 10th of November, I believe it was, Severn Trent published its records that Derwent Reservoir was only at 69% capacity, 2/3. So has it really gone over the top in just over a week? Let's go and find out. Just a quick pointer. This is the grain foot. Now, although Ladybower is still about 5 metres down from where it needs to be going over at the plug holes. But if you've seen any of the other previous videos or you've been down yourself, you'll know that there is a stone dam or weir. And there it is, look. The water is almost up to the level, and usually the water is flowing from a crack down at the bottom of this, but not today. It's coming down nice and healthy, helping to fill Ladybower on its way to 100% capacity. It'll also be interesting after seeing that little bit of the Grainfoot farm, and the Grainfoot of course, if anything else is still visible down by Derwent village. I'm assuming the old bridge will be, and a few of the foundations, but other than that, maybe the water houses near the aqueduct, but I'm not going to go down there. I'll just keep an eye out from the top path. More water flowing down the hills. I can see this reservoir filling up quite rapidly over the next couple of weeks. I have to say, looking down there, the water levels are actually looking quite healthy, higher than I thought they would be. I don't really think anything would be visible, not even the water houses. So let's actually take a look and see if we can see anything as we walk past. So those foundations to the farm buildings are still there as expected. You pretty much see them all year round. But look, you can just make out the bridge. An old stone bridge is popping up on the screen right now, and today the water is just probably an inch from submerging it. You can just make out the stone there, look. And on the opposite side, let's go across. That could be the last person to cross here in 2025. There it is. Look at that. That's not going to take long, is it? I really do find that significant. As I say, I could be the last person to cross this. I could imagine with the rainfall that's due later on today, even snow tonight, that this over here is going to end up rising just a centimetre or two or an inch and crossing over and submerging this bridge again. Nothing else to see of Derwent village, so that's it. She's gone back to sleep for another year. See how long it takes for her to reappear again. On towards Derwent Dam now. The water houses would normally be down just to the right of that tree, and you could just see the Derwent Valley aqueduct just there. Nothing to be seen, no traces whatsoever. It has actually just started raining, but it's quite nice. One thing it does suggest to me that the dam is overflowing is the amount of sediment in the water. You can't see it from up here, it's too tiny for the camera to pick up, but there's all twigs and logs and branches which have been, I'd say, stored up behind the dam during low water, and now it's all going over the top. It's lifted and forced its way over. Okay, I think it's going to be good news. In fact, I'm convinced it is. I can hear a hissing, hushing noise, and I can see a white wall just ahead of me. I'm going to carry on walking up this way and appear at the top of the dam, and we can look at it from a side-on view before then going down the steps and look at it face on. I don't think it's going over at a crazy rate like full capacity, but I think it is looking reasonably good. I can hear it, so that's a good sign. Ooh, can you see it? Can you hear it? And just stepping back behind the dam wall, you can see the water is flush with the top of the wall, as you come to expect. And panning around, look, a lovely full Derwent Reservoir. The rain continues to fall, which is only going to enhance this even further over the days. Slowly walking down, and you know what? I've got the place to myself by the looks of it. What a beautiful sight. Let me get down there and we'll just listen to the water for a moment. This is just fantastic, isn't it? And while not going over at the rate that it could do, the fact is it's going over and it has risen, the reservoir's risen over 30% in a week. 1 week, 30%. All them that'd say, oh, that's going to take a year or so to fill up. No, it isn't. It's just a merry-go-round, a cycle. Reservoirs drop, reservoirs fill. This is beautiful and this demonstrates that. And I've got it on good authority that Howden Dam is also overflowing at quite a rate. And that was at a similar level, 3/4 full maybe a week ago. That was overflowing a couple of days before this one. I don't know if it's a trick of the eyes or something, but down there it looks like it's overflowing a little bit heavier than what we've just been looking at. That is definitely a trick of the eyes, isn't it? Because that side over there now looks heavier and thicker than this side. Notice there is a bit of a chunk just there where it's not going over, so you can only assume the stonework must be just a few millimetres higher just there. And on the left hand side, look, we've actually got the water running down beside the tower as opposed to the other side that was very slight. So ideally, you want to be coming this weekend. If you're watching this video within about 48 hours after me putting it on live, if you go the following weekend, it could look even better than that, if not the same, due to the amount of rainfall and snowfall that is forecast. That is just simply lovely, doing its job again. There's a lovely flow on the Derwent, look, down there. Absolutely brilliant, making its way towards Ladybower Reservoir, which I'm aiming to keep an eye out for when that is teetering over the edge in order to overflow. And I'll hopefully bring you a video on that as well as soon as that occurs. So with the former village of Derwent posing directly behind me, it's time to bid that farewell for another year. Maybe it'll return in 2026. Hope you've enjoyed my little video taking a look at Derwent Dam overflowing. Sure, it'll become more spectacular as the weeks and winter go on. If you like that kind of thing, please like and subscribe. I've got an entire catalogue of stuff from the Derwent Valley, all manner of gubbins that shows what it used to look like, how it is now, and what helps keep it filled up. And on Sunday, I believe it's the 23rd of November, I've got a full hour-long episode of all of my Lost Village of Derwent and Ashupton videos put into one with some new footage from 2025. So it's all come from 22, 23, 24 and this year 2025. And also I've managed to bring to life some of the old historic photos. You don't want to miss that. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye for now.